press the record. So come and get yourself into a position which feels right for you. We're actually going to start with about 5, probably up to about 8 minutes of meditation. We're going to start and connect ourselves into the earth. So if you want to start into a seated position, that's fine. If you want to move on to a chair or something that's more comfortable, that's fine too. You may wish to lie yourself down. Whatever position that you choose that you prefer is absolutely fine. So just get yourself into a position that feels right for you. If you've got an oil and you wish to use something that's going to connect and ground you, then please do. Feel free to put that onto your hands and really inhale or put it to the soles of the feet, whatever feels right. So just setting yourself up into a position where you feel you can be guided by me for your next little moment of meditation. So what I want us to do, whatever position we have taken, is just to close in with your eyes. Are you happy seated? Okay. So close in with your eyes and just take a moment to observe the way in which you are positioned, whether it's lying or seated, and just observe the parts of the body in which are connected into the floor, the earth, the mat, the chair, whatever it is for you. And just take a moment to really be conscious of those body parts that are connected and touching something beneath you. And just observe how the body is resting. Does it rest more to one side than to the other? So notice whether you're leaning to the right side or to the left, whether the sit bones are even, the back. It may be that you're lying down and that the shoulder blades are even. Observe where the head is resting and how that body feels for you. I'm going to start us on just a little bit of connection with our physical beings and the global being around us. So today is Earth Day. Now I asked Bella, who's joining me today, what Earth Day meant for her, and I asked her, what does the earth provide for us? And she said, well, trees, and we get oxygen from the trees. And so that's a really beautiful thing to think about. And living here where we do, we have a wonderful forest in which we can gain so much fresh oxygenated air. So just take a moment to then connect in with your breath. So breathe in through your nose, expand into your belly, and then exhale, just soften through your facial muscles, through your shoulders, through your belly. Breathing in again. And soften on the exhalation. Taking a moment to think now about your environment. What it is that you are surrounded by, maybe in the immediacy, whether it's your living space, and then slowly expand from that. What is it like for you outside of your home? What surrounds you? Is it the forest? Is it some lawn? Is it some trees? Perhaps it's the driveway. And then beyond that, what is it like for you in your town, your village, your city? How are you surrounded? Or what bare space do you have to be able to breathe in and out of? And then expanding beyond there, what about the next city or town beyond where you live? Continue to expand on your thoughts of your space. Expand all the way to the rivers, the lakes, the mountains, the oceans. And observe how that makes you feel. What does it do for you? Does it bring around a sense of calm when you think of these places? Or does it make your heart race with excitement? Potentially there's a little bit of fear going on at the moment with the COVID-19. So on a global level, we have to be very conscious and aware of what is happening to our planet. I believe that this Earth Day, today, which marks the 50 years that we have been representing our Earth and acknowledging the Mother Nature, that this would be the first time within those 50 years that we have actually let Mother Nature breathe and be more in tune with how she used to be in pre-populated times. With our lack of moving about in our cars, our planes, our trains, there's less CO2 emissions. The birds have begun to come back. The fish are increasing in their supplies. And nature is having a bit of a reprieve from our increased and expendable use on its planet. So as we breathe into our own bodies and acknowledge this wonderful oxygenated, fresh air that we can generate around our entire body, we think about how fresh that air is, how it's supporting our Mother Nature, how it's letting our Earth breathe and beat to the beat of its own drum. Just for another couple of minutes, take your time to think about your space, your body, your awareness, your connection to your planet. Observe how still everything has become. Observe the way your heart beats, the way your breath flows in and out of your body. Observe the support that you are getting from the earth beneath as you sit or lie as still as you could be. And remember, it's okay to allow other thoughts to enter the mind when we take this opportunity to meditate. But as we're focusing today on the breath and the beat of the earth, let's draw our focus and attention back to the earth and whatever it is that you would like to think about our beautiful Mother Nature. Mountains, sea, pastures, the desert. Allow your conscious awareness to bring positivity to your expansion of the global feeling in which we need to reduce our impact, reuse the products that we have, and recycle the best we can, supporting our earth and its future. So with this in mind, just quietly drawing yourself up if you were lying down. Coming into a seated position as we bring our hands in front of our heart into prayer. Feel free to keep with the eyes closed at the moment and just draw your chin down towards your chest as you expand into the back of the neck. And just feel that heart space feel warm and invigorated with all of those positive and beautiful thoughts that you have generated about your earth and your awareness of it. Gently apply pressure to the hands, the fingers, drawing them towards each other. And as you do so, start to expand into the shoulders by arching into the back, almost drawing your elbows slightly forward, and then your fingertips coming inwards as you draw your fingertips down between your breastplate and the elbows forward. Opening into the underarm, through the wrists, and then just slowly soften through the elbows, bring them back down towards your chest, lift into the fingers and your face. Opening with your eyes, battering those eyelids open as we bring our hands down either sides of our body and just gently begin a little bit of movement going from side to side. So it doesn't matter what side you go to, just going from one side, gently bouncing up and going over to the other. So just being soft through the opposite hand. And you may like to now just gently slide your hand behind your back. Just going from side to side. See if you can keep those knees down towards the floor. And you'll just start to feel a little bit of space open up through the sides of the ribs. If it's comfortable, you can extend your other arm over. Inhale up and exhale over. Inhale, slow and fluid. Keeping this beautiful feeling that we have generated from just a very short time of meditation, thinking about our beautiful earth and what it provides for us. As Bella said, the fresh, oxygenated air. Soft with your hand over the top of your head. Inhale up. Exhale over. So the next time we take our arm over, we'll hold it to one side. It doesn't matter what side you go to. So just holding the arm over. You may like to now just gently extend into that arm. Soften with your shoulders. So keeping the neck space long. Really challenge on keeping that extended or the opposite knee down. As you lengthen up, shoulders are down, bending into the supporting elbow. As you lean over. And then just gently inhale up and over to the other side. So gently turning the eyes, extend up and over, but soften down through your shoulders. Create that length through your ribcage, drawing the knees downward, expanding beautifully into the ribcage, squeezing into the sides, and then inhale up and release just in your own time. So at this point, you may want to swap your legs over. So just gently bouncing out the legs in front and cross the other one in the front. I'll take my jersey off so I can see what's going on. So hands come in front, soften into the shoulders, and from here just gently walk your fingertips out. So maybe if you did cross your legs over the other way, you'll notice that this side may be a little tighter. Quite often when we cross our legs, we'll cross our legs the most habitual way for us. So often the most habitual way is the easiest way for us. By folding the other leg in front, you'll notice how tight it may be. Soften through your shoulders and just gently lengthen forward. You can do that, it's great. Just breathe. And then slowly, when you're ready, walking the hands back towards your shins, just lifting up nice and tall. Lifting up with your knees again, straightening out through the legs, and just giving the gently bouncing of the knees again. Making sure that you've lifted the flesh from your sit bones. I'm actually, Bella and I are on a cushion today, and we'll just stay here for a moment. We're going to lengthen out into the legs. As we raise up into the arms, reaching up as high as we can, lengthen through the sides of the ribcage. You're going to hold onto your left wrist with your right hand. And you're just going to gently extend up as you create that space, lengthening upwards, tucking under, tucking under with your eyes under your left armpit. And then just slowly release, come back to center. Let's take the left arm holding onto the right, left hand, holding onto the right wrist. So extend up and draw the eyes under the right armpit. You're going to lean towards me, Bella. And that's it. And then slowly release, come back to center and float the arms down. We're going to bring our hands down either sides of the legs, soften into the shoulders. And remember, this is where our hips are. We're going to hinge forward at the hips. So I want you just to imagine somebody's got their hand placed onto the shoulder blades and they're just gently pushing you forwards. And you're just going to gently reach forward. And it might be that point, that might be all it is. Soften into the shoulders and keep the chest going right towards the toes. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to bend up into our knees. So we've now rested our upper body over our thighs. And you may now like to, at this point, hold on to your ankles or your toes, if you can reach. Soften into the shoulders and then just gently walk those heels a little bit further out. It doesn't need to be far. Softening the shoulders the whole time. Gently see if you can extend a little bit further forward. And then keep going, walking the heels up just another few mils. It doesn't need to be far. That's fine. That's absolutely fine, Bella. You could just stay there today. And depending on your flexibility, right? You might be feeling this under your calves, behind the knees or in the hamstrings. For a lot of people, they feel it into the lower back. So what I want you to do is just stay here with your knees quite bent, if you would rather, and just gently allow yourself to fold over the thighs and really focus on expanding backwards with your sit bones as you breathe and draw forwards through your upper body and allow your eyes to gently draw downwards at the last moment. Breathe. Keep breathing. And then slowly, when you're ready, we'll let go with the hands from the legs or the feet and just gently roll up, coming all the way up, and we'll just straighten into the legs and get more bouncing at the knees. Right, so we're going to bend up into our left knee. You're going to keep a hand distance from your foot to your thigh. You're going to bring your foot quite close in towards your pelvis, keeping that hand width distance between your thigh and your foot. Perfect. We're now going to wrap our right arm around that left leg. We'll take the left hand behind us, reasonably close to the body so that you can sit up nice and tall. Now with this right leg, you're gently drawing outwards through the right leg. You're going to draw the toes back in towards your shin, so you're going to flex into those feet. As you wrap that arm, you're going to lift up nice and tall, gently drawing forward through that right foot. Now you may notice that your right foot lengthens forward by about 2 inches or so. Maybe not that far, but that's okay. And your left side of your buttocks gently draws back. Soften into your shoulders, keep drawing forward through that right foot. Keep extending backwards through that left side of your buttocks. And then as you twist, you feel that space open up into the upper body as you draw the shoulders down and a little squeeze into the spine. Beautiful, stay here. Keep breathing. Got another breath. And then on the next exhalation, just gently unwind as you come all the way back. Now we're going to draw that right side of your buttocks back. So just bring it in, back in. Then bring your left hand to the inside, other way. And that's it. So bring this left arm to the inside of the leg. And then take that right hand behind. That's it. So now you're going to sit up nice and tall. You're going to focus on bringing the right leg back in. So you've moved it maybe only a mil or two back in as you now twist around to the other way. Twist the other way. That's it. Sit up nice and tall through the back. Yeah, that's better. And then just relax into the shoulders. Keep breathing as you twist around to the right. That's it. No, the other way. That's your left. And then slowly on the exhalation, coming back to center. from here, you're going to open that left knee out to the side. So this is up to you with how close you wish to have that left knee drawn into the pelvis, or maybe a little further out. It's up to you. We're going to fold forward over our right leg and then move over to the right. So lengthen up into the arms. Inhale, extend up. And then exhale, hinge at the hips. Imagine somebody's holding onto your wrists and they're lengthening you forward, pulling you forward. And then just float the hands down wherever you can reach, whether it's now that you want to grab behind the knee or the calf. And then at this point, you may like to take just a gentle twist. So we're going to take that right hand down beside your other hand, the right hand, down beside your hip, and the left hand. You're doing the same as me, sweetie. That's the one. That's it. And so now you're just lengthening up as best you can, reaching over to the right, and then twisting your eyes to the right. Same as me, but the other way around. Yep. I would just hold on to your calf here. I'd just hold on to here there. Yep. That's good. That's great. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then just slowly release as you come all the way back. We're going to straighten up with that left knee. Not now, Austin. Straighten out through the leg. No. So over here. So gently bending up with that right foot. Again, keep that hand distance between the left foot and the right knee. We've got Austin joining in now. So now we're going to bring that left arm around. This is where we're going to draw the toes of that left foot pointing back towards your shin. You're going to take that right hand behind. That's it. Sitting up nice and tall. So you're going to push through that left foot. Extend that left foot forward as you gently draw backwards through that right side of your buttocks and twist around to the right. Other way, Austin, twist that way. Yep. That'll swap your arms. That'll swap your arms. That's it. Yeah. And then nice and slowly on your next exhalation, just release as you come back around to the front. You're now going to bring the hips back in alignment, so that left hip draws in a little. Right hand to the inside of that left knee. And then we take the left arm behind, sitting up tall. So you're going to use that knee to draw inwards towards that right elbow so that you can sit up. And then just gently focus on bringing that left side of your hip back. Try not to talk, you two. Sitting up nice and tall and just gently rotate around to the left. Breathe. And then just slowly on the next exhalation, unwind. Come back around to the front. So we're now going to take the right knee out to the side. So again, you can bring that heel in towards your pelvis or have it a little further out. Sitting up nice and tall. So remember the hips, you're hinging at the hips, lengthening up into the arms, raising upwards, and then hinging forward, reaching forward into your arms as far forward as you can, and then bringing the hands down, soften into the shoulders. You may like to hold around the knee, the calf, the ankle, toes, whatever you like. Then we're going to bring that right hand to the outside of that left leg. Left hand down beside your hips, soften into the shoulders, and then just bring yourself forward and over to the left. Just breathe. And then slowly, when you're ready, we'll just roll back up. All the way back up. Now we're going to lift up with our right knee. If you're going to be distracted, you can leave, okay? Just gently just lengthen out with the legs, give them a bounce in at the knees. Bring the soles of the feet together. Sitting up tall, you're going to hold onto those feet. You can bring them as close in or as far out as you like, and just gently flutter in with your knees. They're pretty little Earth Day butterflies. And then we're just going to gently bring the forearms onto the calves or the shins, softening again into the shoulders, and just gently extend yourself forward. Good. You can allow those eyes to lengthen forward beyond your feet. Watch, there's no tension into the back of the neck. Keep me still, Austin. And then just slowly, when you're ready, rolling yourself all the way back up. Bringing those knees back up. Straighten out through the legs. I'm just going to gently bounce on my legs. Right, I think we've been really gentle. Let's just swing our legs around. Remove your blankets or cushions if you have one. Just get rid of it. And then we'll just come around into our child's pose. So just slowly back down into the child's pose. Could you move back, please? Lengthening forward into your arms. Soften with the hip bones back towards your heels. Extend up onto your fingertips. And just gently sit the buttocks back as best you can. Lengthening forward into your fingers and the arms. Finding that space open up through the armpits, the rib cage, and especially into the back. Quietly soften down with your forearms. Let's bring the elbows towards each other and flip the hands over to the sky. Sit the buttocks back and keep the head down and breathe. Flipping the hands back over again. We're going to extend forward and out through that right arm and then take the left hand down beside our left leg and extend up into the right arm, down through the left leg, looking under our right armpit. Create as much space as you can through your right rib cage. And then slowly release that off. We'll swap it over to the other side. Left arm goes up, right arm goes down. Extend and lengthen. Breathe. And then just as you soften, let's bring the right arm back up, setting ourselves up for our Adho Mukha shavasana. So move back, please.
What's the matter with
Gently come up onto all fours, tuck your toes and raise up into your downward dog. So we're just gently down into your downward dog, walking your heels one at a time. Gently breathing as best you can. Bending from one knee, straightening into the other leg, keeping those hips nice and high, and just observing how the body's feeling at this moment. Maybe you're quite warm. It's been a bit warmer today. What we're going to do is just hold the position without holding the breath. I'd like you to step your feet about half a foot distance further forward. So step your feet half a distance further forward. We're now going to take our right hand to the outside of our left leg and just gently extend ourselves so that we're looking up and under the left arm. Nice and long, breathe. And then just gently release. We're going to take that right hand back. We're going to take the left hand down to the outside of the right leg. If it's too much for you two, you can go outside, okay? Yep. Okay. Just breathe. And then nice and slowly come back to center. From here, we're going to extend our right leg up to the sky to your three-legged dog. So just begin by taking that right leg back. You may notice that you can extend back through your left heel, keeping the foot to the floor, and really start to lengthen up through the ball of your right foot. Breathe. Let's soften with your shoulders. Encourage the top of the head to the floor, create space into the back of both legs. And then lift up onto the left toes and step forward with your right foot. We're going to bring the foot forward between the hands, lower ourselves down with that left knee, and then raise up into your arms into a nice, easy dress. Doesn't that feel good? So from here, let's bring the hands into prayer. You're lengthening forward through your left hip, so creating space into that front side of your left leg. Let's take a nice easy twist, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind into the back. So turn your eyes to look to the right. Other way, Austin, other arm, other way, other arm. And then slowly come back around to the front. Bring the hands down either side of that right foot. Lift up with your left foot. Slide back into your plank. So this time your hands are directly under the shoulders, belly button's directly under the hips. Nice strong press up position. Soften those shoulders back down the spine. Draw that belly button in. And as we hold this position, we're now going to extend up and back through our hips back into your Adho Mukha shavasana, downward dog. So raise up and back. Lengthen back. Hold the position or walk the heels, whatever feels right for you at this moment. And then as we did before, we're going to step those feet 1/2 a foot further forward. And then from here, lengthen the left leg up to the sky into your Tripada Shavasana, 3-legged dog. So extend back. And then lengthen up with that left leg. Extend all the way back and up. Keep breathing. Be nice and long through the body. Watch you're not collapsing into the arms or through your right armpit. Breathe. And then from here, lift up onto the right toes. The eyes draw forward. Step through with that left foot. And we're going to take that right knee to the floor. Raise up into the arms. Inhale. Soften as you exhale down through your shoulders. Perfect. Let's bring hands into prayer. Soften, breathing. Lengthen upwards through that frontal spine, gently drawing forward through your right hip flexor. Taking that right hand to the left knee, left hand behind. Just nice soft position as we gently twist around to the left. And breathe. And keep your chin about the same level as your shoulders. And then from here, just slowly coming back around to the front. Hands either side of that left foot. Lift up with your right knee. Slide back into your plank. So you may need to step that right foot back just so that you have got your hands again under the shoulders. Soften into the shoulders. Belly button draws in. Buttocks is down. Hold and breathe. Don't just use the heel of the hand. Remember to use the fingertips. And then from there, we're going to just release down onto the knees. Keep your toes tucked so you've got that grip into the back of the toes. Yeah, it's okay. Lengthen forward into your arms. So we're going to come into our extended puppy. So you're going to keep your hips up and you've lengthened forward through the frontal spine. And just gently from there, draw the belly button in and slightly arch into the back as you tuck under with your chin, eyes towards the feet. And then slowly exhale as you sink back down through the chest and the upper body. Eyes gaze a little bit further forward. Inhale, rounding into the spine, tucking in with the chin and arching into the back just a little. And exhale as you lengthen back down with the belly and the heart. Good, let's do this once more. Inhale, just round and tuck under with the chin. And exhale, sinking back down. And then from there, just gently walking your hands back up. And we're going to sit back down into the pose of the child, bringing our knees as close together as we can, folding our wrists over and resting our forehead onto the back of the hands. So just sitting and observing the space that you have created through your back. Breathing as deeply as you can, feeling that belly push against your thighs. And just gently feel that expansion into the lower back. Beautiful. Let's lengthen those arms out now. Creating space as we extend forward into the arms. Inhale up onto all fours. Tucking your toes, let's raise up into your Adho Mukha shavasana again. Downward facing dog. Lengthen up. And this time extend through the right leg, raising up into your right leg. Open up through your right hip if it's comfortable. Just ignore each other. And then just release the heel back towards your buttocks. And quietly lifting up onto the left toes, eyes draw forward and then step through with that right foot. So bring it through, keeping the left knee off the floor, raising ourselves up. Soften. Good, good, good. Nice. We're going to come into a little bit of core strength. So you've got this right knee bent, left leg extends back. Draw that frontal spine upwards and then just slowly come forward. So you're about 2/3 the way forward. Breathe, soften. Austin, I'm more than happy for you to go outside if it's too much. It is hard. You need to breathe. Bella, leave them alone. From there, gently draw upwards. Soften into the shoulders, float the arms down. We're going to bring them back around either side of that right foot. Step back into your plank. Raise up into your downward dog. Lengthen all the way up. Breathe. A little bit too much time with my children today. This really wasn't how I planned my practice. But anyway, lengthen up with the left leg. Raising up into the left hip. Releasing the heel back towards your buttocks. Good, good, good. And then from there, lifting up onto the right toes. Eyes draw forward. We're going to step through with that left foot. Bringing it between the hands and raising up into the arms, through the upper body, soften down. Extend back through that right leg. Okay, so again, we're going to hinge at the hips, draw that belly button in nice and strong through the core, and then lengthen forward and just pause and hold. Now, if this is too strong for the back, I didn't mention this before, I'm sorry, do just bring your hands down in front of the heart. There's a lot of strong work going through the core of your body. Breathe. Pausing here. And then gently, when you're ready, drawing up. And just float the arms down. And we're going to come forward. Bring the hands down either side of that left foot. Can you move back, please, Austin? Back into your plank. Soften down and release down onto the knees and draw back into the pose of the child. So just fold over with your arms and just sink the head back onto the back of the hands. Okay, we've got one more that's just going to work through our hips as we lengthen forward into the arms, extend up and come up into your Adho Mukha shavasana. So downward dog, raising up. Last time into this position. Raise up through your right leg, just so that you can now draw your eyes forward, and we're going to swing through with that right knee, bringing the knee between the hands, taking that left leg as far back as you can. Look behind you and just check that the toes aren't swinging off to the side, that they're directly behind. Gently drawing upwards, soften into the shoulders. Breathe. And then from there, just gently coming on down onto the forearms as you just gently take rest. Lengthen back just a little with that left leg. Create that space, moving it back just a little bit more. Just breathe. You may like to just now increase a little bit of movement from the left side to the right side, just opening and expanding through your hip, your thigh, your buttocks, your lower back, ever so gently from side to side. No quick movements, no jerky movements, just very, 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 very slow. Of course, you can support your head if you choose. And then just in your own time, lift up with the head. Walk our hands back towards that right knee, so lifting up nice and tall, tucking under with your left foot, stepping back into your right, walking through those heels, freeing up through the back of the calves. And then from there, lengthening up with the left leg, just so that we can now extend upwards and draw forwards in through that left knee. So the left knee comes forward, the right leg goes back. And again, check with that right leg directly behind you. And then allow yourself to just gently release down as you come and take rest onto the forearms or even further forward if you choose. And again, you can support yourself with your forehead onto the back of the hands or onto the fists. So from there, just gently take that subtle movement if you wish, and from the left side through to the right. Just being really slow with the movement, really mindful. And then in your own time, just slowly walking yourself back out. We're going to come back into our last downward dog. Can you move back, please, Austin? Tucking under with your right toes, let's gently step back into your downward dog. Gently walking the heels, freeing through the back of the calves. And it's at this time that we're going to raise up onto both toes, both the feet of the toes of both feet. Now down onto all fours and just sit back, buttocks towards the heels. Gently draw ourselves up. And then at this point, take our time to swing ourselves around. Can you move all the way back, Austin? Because we're going to lie ourselves down, and I just need you to, it's okay, you can just be here. Just here, some. Just here. Sitting ourselves up, making sure that you've got enough room for you to lie yourself down. Put them on. So just gently from there, rolling yourself down. I just didn't want you right in my face, so just come back over here. Okay, we'll put you back here, feet on the floor there. Gently bringing the knees towards your chest. Squeezing your knees in towards your body. Just observing how that feels, maybe taking a rock from side to side. Gently expanding through the lower back. And let's work just a little bit of core strength before we work in through the hips and glutes. So taking our left leg down along our mat as we bring our right knee in towards our chest. Gently soften into the shoulders, squeeze that right knee in. The knee that comes in, we're pointing with the toes. The leg that's outstretched, we're going to flex with the toes. So that means pushing away through our heels. We're going to inhale up into the arms. Take the arms over the head as we lengthen the leg down to the floor. And then exhale as we draw inwards with the opposite leg and pushing through the heel of the leg that's outstretched. So I've now got my left knee in, right leg is straight. Let's work with the breath. So it's an inhale up with the arms and leg down. Exhale, drawing them in towards each other. Inhale up, arms and leg away. Exhale in. Inhale up. Exhale, draw together. If you wish to add the head in, you can. So you lift your head towards your knee as it comes inward. Keep alternating. And if you wish to make it even stronger, you can keep your outstretched leg off the mat. Inhale up. Exhale together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Working at your pace. If you need to work just a little bit faster than me or a little bit slower, then that's absolutely fine. Let's just aim for 2 more. 1 more to either side. Swap swapping it over last time. And then taking the leg back down to the floor, extend up into the arms. Create as much space as you can from your toes all the way up through your body and up into the arms. Lengthen, stretch, create the space. And then sigh the breath out. Bring your arms back over your head and down by your side. Bending into your knees as we now take our feet a comfortable distance apart. Hip width apart ideally, comfortable distance from the buttocks, maybe just a smidgen closer to the buttocks than what would be normal. Resting your arms down by your side, palms face down. And then from there, just gently tilting your pelvis up, flattening out through the small of your spine, and then peeling those hips up off the floor. Keeping your chin tucked in, head to the floor. Slowly lower back down. Let's repeat, so it's nice and slow, smooth through the process, rolling back up, only lifting as high as it feels right for you, before releasing quietly back down again. So just gently rolling back up, and releasing slowly back down. So let's add the arms and raise up into the arms as the hips go up. And exhale, float the arms down as the hips go down. Let the breath initiate the movement. Slow and controlled. Always keeping that chin tucked in, always keep a same weight distribution through the feet, the hips and the shoulders. And then the next time that the arms and hips are up, let's keep the arms where they are, but lower the hips down. Let's do the reverse or the opposite. So we're now going to raise the hips as the arms lower. And then as the hips lower, the arms raise. Just gently keeping it going. Raising and lowering in the opposite direction. So the next time that you have your hips up and the arms down, Austin, then just slowly take the hips up and keep your arms down. You may like to just stay here, but if you wish to work a little stronger, we can tuck those shoulders underneath us, squeezing those shoulder blades together. The hands may have a natural habit of sticking up. Let's draw them down to the mat. You can clasp your hands together under the back if you choose. Or alternatively, if your heels are close enough to the buttocks, you may like to hold around your ankles, expanding into the hips, opening into the frontal spine, and breathing as best you can into the belly. So watching your belly rise and fall, just pausing here without holding the breath, and just enjoy that frontal expansion into the heart, the chest, the shoulders, through the hip flexors, squeezing into the glutes, the buttocks, the back. And in your own space, when you feel ready, just let go with the hands wherever they were, whether it was around the ankles or clasp the hands together. Let go through your shoulders. Just unfurl as quietly as you can, lowering one vertebrae back down at a time, gently onto the floor. From there, just gently bring your knees to the chest, one at a time, and just rock those knees from side to side, nice and slowly, just opening into the back. Does that feel good? And then just slowly taking your feet to the floor. We're going to cross that right lower leg over the left knee. Left foot from the floor, holding behind that left thigh. Inhale, and just gently drawing inwards with that the left thigh opening into the right side of your buttocks. Breathe. I'm going to do meditation unless you can be deeper. And then just slowly, when you're ready, just release, taking that left foot back down, take the right foot down, let's cross the left one over. So left leg on top of the right knee, right foot from the floor, hands behind the right thigh, and just gently drawing inwards. Sigh that breath out. And then just gently, when you're ready, just slowly lowering back down. Taking the left foot back down. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Wrap the arms around the knees, squeezing those knees in as tightly as you can. Bringing your head towards the knees, tucking inwards, rounding into the back. And then just slowly lowering the head back down. And when you're ready, taking the feet back down to the floor. Now we're going to stay on our back. If you're warm enough, that's great. If you want to pop a jersey on or a blanket, grab something nearby. Staying here either with your knees bent, or if you wish, you may like to straighten out through the legs. Before I straighten out my legs, I like to just lift my hips and drop them straight down to the floor. This is the part I'm talking about. Listen and just be calm. So we're going to lengthen out with our legs one at a time. If you wish, if you'd rather straighten into the legs, do so. Let's close in with your eyes. Close your eyes. So try and relax through your facial muscles. Rest with your arms either down by your side, or perhaps bend at the elbows and bring your hands just onto your belly. That way you can really connect with your breath as you again connect with your breath and the beat of the earth. So as you take this opportunity to just quieten with the mind, with the body, with the breathing rate and the temperature, just start to calm everything. So again, observe and acknowledge the parts of the body that are connected into the earth beneath. If you're still on your back and you have your feet bent, your knees bent with your feet placed to the floor, that's fine. Just make sure that you've got an even distribution through your hips and into your feet. If the legs are outstretched, just try and relax into the legs. Make sure they're soft into the ankles, the toes, behind the knees. Through into the hips, into the shoulders. And just tucking in with your chin, lengthening into the back of the neck. I want you now to take yourself off to somewhere that you find most exhilarating. It could be a memory of a recent place that you've been on holiday. It could be your favourite hideaway when you go on a little journey within your bubble. It could be somewhere in nature that you have really valued or underappreciated over this time, but now you no longer take for granted and you want to have immense gratitude for. Cast your mind to that place and think of all the wonderful things that it makes you think of. How does the air feel against your skin? What is the smell? What is the smell that you are feeling when you breathe in? What is the texture that you feel under your body? Maybe in the feet, maybe the way you're lying. What can you hear? What are the sounds that are all around you? The one sense that we have not talked about is our taste. If you are somewhere in this special place that you have got in your mind, was there a sensation of taste? Did you taste something? Was there something that brought awareness to your mouth, your insides? Maybe not. Maybe you can taste the air that you breathe. Observe how this place makes you feel. What does it do to your insides? Does it make your heart flutter? Does it make your face radiate with a smile? As you rest now through your mind and your body, take a moment of gratitude to be ever so thankful for being able to take yourself back to this place, a place that's special to you and you only. Just gently bring awareness back to the here and the now. The way that your body is being supported by the earth beneath. Give it a bit of acknowledgement as you now gently bring awareness by moving through the body, the head, turning with the head, wriggling with your fingers and toes, rotating into the ankles, perhaps bending into the knees, perhaps stretching out if you prefer, or curling in, doing just whatever feels right for you. And just allowing yourself to quietly take your time to then draw yourself over onto your side. And just very mindfully draw yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And just bringing your hands into your heart place, closing in with your eyes, casting your mind back to that special place, allowing the corners of your mouths to lift upwards towards your eyes and ears, giving praise to our earth. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you all so much, everyone. I hope you've had a lovely, gentle practice.